Alright, knocked one.
Down.
I knocked one too. One
I'm
left.
pushing this. Let's push this. Let's push this.
Did he have a?
Sniper stock.
Another team. Cracked one. Oh.
I'm rotating back to our boat.
Alright, got him. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about another 5 tips to improve in Apex Legends. These are tips that I wish I knew when I first started, so if you really want to improve quickly and efficiently, then these tips are for you. Alright, let's get into it. Tip 1. Communication. Communication is huge in Apex Legends. Whether you're solo queuing or in a pre-made 3-stack, informing your teammates on what you're doing and what information you have is key and is something that you can do immediately to improve your gameplay and skill level. Now I understand that not everyone has a mic, or may not be comfortable to speak in game, and that's okay. Apex Legends has a ping system that lets you ping and communicate stuff like location, enemy position, etc. But even though pings can't tell you or your teammate everything that's going on, it's a lot better than not communicating at all. So if there's one thing that you take from this video, I recommend that you start communicating every game, and I promise you will see improvement from that alone. Tip number 2, reading the ring. One of the biggest mistakes I see players make is not paying enough attention to the ring. Even though it is one of the most simple and main aspects of the game, it is often overlooked. The first thing that you should do after landing is checking to see where you're on the map and the location of the ring. This will allow you to plan your loot paths and give you an idea of how you and your team should rotate across the map. In the first round, the ring will only deal 2% damage on each tick you receive when you are outside the ring, but after each round, the damage percentage will start to increase per tick. You will also have to deal with more teams trying to hold anyone still remaining outside the ring for easy kills, so you want to make sure that you stay ahead of the ring as often as you can. So pay attention to the round timer and how far you have to go, and try to keep it in the back of your mind at all times. While we are on the topic of staying ahead of the ring, that brings me to my next tip. Tip number 3, scanning beacons. Scanning beacons will allow you to gain knowledge of where the next ring location will be, so you can start playing the ring and plan accordingly. With that being said, not all the legends have the ability to do this. Only legends that are in the recon class, such as Bloodhound, Pathfinder, and Valkyrie, have the ability to scan beacons. Most experienced players have at least one recon legend on their team because they know that if they get ahead of the ring as soon as possible, that is one less obstacle they will have to worry about and can gain a power position earlier in the match. Beacons are scattered all across the arena, and you will be able to see the icon on your map, so finding them should be easy. As your game and map knowledge increases, you will start to remember where they are and be able to not have to look for it when picking a POI or planning rotations. Do keep in mind that you can't shoot or move while you are scanning a beacon, so you will be vulnerable until you are finished with the scan. You can stop the animation by letting go of the action button, but this will cancel the scan. In order for the beacon to scan, you must fully complete the animation. Also, the beacon will only show the next round's ring, so after a round ends, if you previously scanned a beacon, you'll have to scan it again to show the next round's ring, and so on. Tip number 4, hipfire versus ADS. When should you hipfire and when should you aim down sights? Unlike other FPS games, Apex has a pretty solid recoil when hipfiring, so when you are in a fight, anywhere between 10 to 15 meters, you should be hipfiring and not ADSing. When you aim down your sights, your movement speed will decrease by about 15%, but can vary depending on what guns you are using, except for when you are using pistols, such as the Wingman or the P2020. Then there is no speed decrease when strafing or moving. Now when you are farther than 15 meters away, that is when you should be aiming down your sights to get more accurate shots and a more recoil control, since you will have the distance and will not need to strafe at faster speeds. Tip number 5, shield swapping. Shield swapping is another huge skill in Apex that you should be getting in the habit of doing. When you are in an engagement and get your armor cracked, you may not have the time or the cells to heal up, but if you see a death box or another armor that's on the ground, you can quickly swap it out with a new one. Now there are a few things to keep in mind when doing this. Not all armor on the ground may be a fresh new one. It may have been dropped by another player who just swapped that one out. Also, if one of your teammates have died and you try to swap armors on their death box, but you haven't picked up their banner, then you will have to go through the banner retrieval animation before you can armor swap, which may leave you vulnerable. Also, to do this, you will need to change a few settings. Apex's default settings are set so if you are being shot while in a death box, it will cancel out and you will not be able to loot the box until reopening it. To change that, you have to go into the settings, scroll down to taking damage closes out death box, and make sure that is switched to off. Anyways, there's a few tips that you can start implementing in your game immediately and start seeing improvement quicker and more efficiently. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. I hope this video was valuable and that you were able to learn something new from it. If you have any other tips, make sure you drop them down in the comments below, and make sure you join the public Discord to be the first to know when a new video goes up. Anyways guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Peace.